Hello YouTube, my name is Nero, and today we have some Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, playing a bit of Kill Confirmed here on the map Defender, running around with the MP11 submachine gun. This video is going to be a little bit different than usual. We're not really going to be talking too much about Call of Duty, we're not really going to be covering news or anything like that here in this video, but instead I think we're going to be talking a bit about YouTube, kind of the insides of YouTube, and how it can really be unfair to certain people in the right circumstance. So if you guys are unaware, over on Nero's Let's Plays, which is my second YouTube channel, it's for Let's Play style videos, as I'm sure you would imagine, I started a playthrough of the Advanced Warfare campaign, and yesterday, the very first episode of that has actually been removed from YouTube by Activision, of all people. And there's actually a little bit of a backstory to this, and I'll try to be quick on it. So initially, I started posting up the Advanced Warfare's campaign. You guys were kind of shocked to hear that I've never actually played through the single player of Advanced Warfare when you look at the fact I've made so many videos of the multiplayer. So it's like, hey, if you guys would like me to, I'll post up a Let's Play of it, because I've never played through it. We'll play on hardened mode because I think normal mode's way too easy, and veteran can be, frustratingly difficult and wouldn't make for very good videos in my opinion. So I'm like, hardened would be a nice challenge. We'll do a playthrough of the campaign on hardened mode, and it'll be my first time ever playing through the game. It'll be all live commentary, live reactions and stuff. And would you guys enjoy that? And overwhelmingly, people said yeah, and we started doing a Let's Play of it over on Nero's Let's Plays. Well, right from the very get, like the moment that the first episode went live, I got a third-party content notification on that video, which I'm sure you guys are well aware of that if you are a smaller YouTube channel, because they hand these things out like candy to smaller YouTube channels. And that notification was, and without spoiling anything, I don't want to spoil anything for any of you guys that haven't played through the campaign yet, but at the end of the very first mission, there is kind of a mini cutscene which kind of has some music in the background, which there's nothing really special about the music, but that music apparently is copyrighted, right? It is owned by the person that actually made it, even though the name of the music involved is like specifically named after that scene in the story. Like, it's completely designed to be part of the story. They still claimed it regardless, and they're going to take the ad revenue from that video and give it to whoever is claiming that they own that music, right? And initially I was like, whatever, it's really not that big of a deal. Nero's Let's Play has never really been about making a lot of money off of the channel. It's always been just kind of like a fun side project to me. I don't really take Nero's Let's Plays too seriously. It's just a fun side project compared to NerosCinema, which I take very seriously because it's been my job for a number of years now. And again, Nero's Let's Plays has also been kind of my job, but it's usually just been kind of a fun side project. So initially I wasn't really too bothered by it, but it was just really annoying because I get a lot of that stuff on Nero's Let's Plays, which I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate, because every time a new Call of Duty trailer comes out, I get messages from you guys and I get comments from you guys saying, Nero, I'm a smaller YouTube channel. I wanted to make a video kind of like breaking down and talking about the new Call of Duty trailer, but it was taken down by Activision, right? They took down the video. They gave my channel a strike. Like, why is this? I'm like, well, I mean, it's sad to say, it's because I'm a bigger YouTube channel and they allow me to do that kind of stuff, whereas smaller YouTube channels, they don't care, right? They don't care. You have to be a partnered YouTube channel to be able to post up like Call of Duty trailers and stuff like that, and you also have to be part of a reputable network that actually can give you some copyright protection, because if you're somebody that has no network whatsoever and you try posting up a Call of Duty trailer, they're going to remove it. Activision's going to take it down like within seconds, whereas me, I'm partnered with Machinima, and I'm a managed channel with Machinima on NerosCinema. They will essentially allow me to post up any kind of Call of Duty trailer as I please, right? That's always kind of how it's worked. But Nero's Let's Plays, unfortunately, I am not a managed channel, but I am partnered with Machinima, so I do have some copyright protection, but just not nearly as much as what I have on NerosCinema, which could definitely be annoying because I get a lot of these match third-party content claims on my Let's Play videos. I remember specifically I had a lot of trouble with the Borderlands series. It's hard to pronounce his name. It looks like Jesper Kide, but I think it's actually pronounced Jesper Kied. I'm not sure. He's actually from a different country. I actually looked up how to pronounce his name. I couldn't find too much information about it, but still, he's basically the guy that did the soundtrack for the Borderlands series, and he's done a lot of other games as well. Very talented guy, right? And I got a lot of copyright claims from his representatives saying that, he owns this music, you're not allowed to use it, yada, yada, yada. It was all automated, right? That's the thing about YouTube, is it's all automated. Like, it was like a computer that's making all these decisions for them. And, they detect that this song's on my video, thus they decide, to give all the ad revenue to the person that owns that particular song. Whereas if I actually just went ahead and I emailed, like, his representatives, I'm like, hey, man, I mean, I'm a kind of a smaller YouTube channel here, because I'm on Nero's Let's Plays, of course. I'm like, I'm just making a Let's Play of the game and stuff like that. You basically explained my case, and they're like, oh, no, that's fine. Yeah, that was an automated thing by some computer company thing or whatever will remove that for you right away. And they did. And then they basically gave me my videos back, and it was really no big deal. The difference between what they did and what Activision did is Activision removed the video basically from YouTube completely by blocking it worldwide, which thankfully they didn't give me a copyright strike, because copyright strikes are a giant thing. And I know they're well known to give copyright strikes to smaller YouTube channels that aren't partnered when they try to use footage of their trailers in the videos. Like, I definitely know that happens a lot, and that's definitely a horrible thing. So thankfully, they didn't end up giving me a strike, because you guys know how strikes work here on YouTube. Essentially, you can get 3 strikes on your YouTube channel, and, well, actually, you can get 2 of them, and when you get 3 strikes, they essentially take down your YouTube channel, which really cripples the growth of a YouTube channel. It's kind of definitely a situation of the rich get richer. So, for example, here in Call of Duty, if you want to grow well on Call of Duty, you gotta be able to make videos of the game itself, right? And you're not allowed, if you're not a partnered YouTube channel, to post up videos involving any kind of trailer footage or early footage of a game, right? You're not allowed to do any of that, whereas partnered channels are. And so if you try to do that as an unpartnered channel, you'll get a copyright strike. And if you get a copyright strike, nobody's going to want to partner you because you have a copyright strike. You know, it's definitely a case of the rich get richer. Like, you already kind of have to be successful in some respects for them to actually allow you to post up stuff, which is really kind of backwards, because there's so many other developers out there, so many studios, so many developers out there now that want to work with YouTubers. Like, for example, EA. I'm part of the EA Ronku program. I'm sure you guys have seen some of my sponsored videos I've done with them. I've done videos of the Battlefield Hardline when that initially came out. I did some sponsored videos for that, some sponsored videos with Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare. Just occasionally I'll do sponsored videos for them if they have an assignment out, and I'll post up the video, and right at the very beginning of the video I'll say, hey, this is a sponsored video. Right at the very beginning, for the first 6 seconds of the video, there's gonna be a little big block at the bottom right hand side of your screen saying this video is brought to you by EA Ronku. You know, this is a sponsored video, you know. So I'm very clear about that, and there's a lot of developers and a lot of game publishers out there that are actually going that route. Like, you look at what Sledgehammer's been doing this past year. You know, whenever a new DLC comes out, they invite some YouTubers out to their studio, and they actually are able to play the DLC early, get footage of it, and post up videos of it before the DLC even comes out. We saw that recently with the Reckoning DLC, and that's great that they're working with YouTubers in that respect. And Treyarch has been following suit as well. You look at the fact that there's been a lot of YouTubers that are able to have early access footage of Black Ops 3. That's been fantastic as well. I'm definitely enjoying what they're doing there. But then you take Activision, who of course is the publisher for Call of Duty, and you see them basically just removing videos off of YouTube because they assume that channel is like, it's a small YouTube channel, it doesn't really mean anything, right? Or it could just be an automated thing in general. You know, I don't know why necessarily they made my video and took it and they blocked it worldwide, but they did, all for like 20 seconds worth of music, which is part of their game, right? It's just part of the game, it's part of the story, right? And I don't see how here in 2015, right here in 2015, where YouTube and the entire partner program and everything like that, it has been a thing for over half a decade now. It has been a very long time that this has all been going on, that they are still having these automated claims on videos, that they still are not giving us like a heads up saying, hey, this particular thing is going to be copyrighted, right? Initially, you could just say, okay, whenever you start up a brand new game, mute the music, right? That's a good rule of thumb, honestly, for a lot of you guys out there. If you want to do Let's Play style videos, a good idea is to probably just mute the music right before you even start the game up. Make sure subtitles are on, because your viewers like subtitles, and aside from that, mute the music. That way it's just not going to show up in your videos whatsoever, and hopefully you don't end up getting any random copyright claims. I'm telling you, it could be completely random with these copyright claims. I've gotten copyright claims for just like background music for a certain zone in Borderlands. Like, it's insane, like the stuff that will randomly just end up showing up in your videos and will end up getting your videos taken down. I don't see how in 2015 we haven't gotten a way around that so far, because obviously music is a big part of games, right? There's a reason why they spend tens of thousands of dollars on these games to be able to put together a good music, or they get people to make the score for their games, because music's a giant part of the game. Like, you picture any other form of media. You look at movies, for example. Where would horror movies be if music wasn't a thing? Like, music really sets up television shows, really sets up movies, really sets the mood for games. It provides, you know, background music, it provides atmosphere, it makes you feel a certain way when they want you to, and it's a big part of the storytelling of a game, right? Music's a giant thing, so having to mute it for a playthrough really stinks. It really does. Like, I don't understand why that stuff is still being copyrighted here on YouTube, because it really makes it not fun for the viewer and the player. Like, I would like the music to be there, but I think if I'm going to continue my Advanced Warfare playthrough, then I'm going to need to mute the music. I already know I'm going to have to delete episode 1 since it's blocked worldwide. I'm going to have to redo it. Thankfully, I still have the footage, and for that final cutscene, I'm going to have to go back and re-record that final cutscene, but with the music turned off so it doesn't get claimed again. I'm going to have to go through and do all that, all because they don't have things in place to make it so people are allowed to just post this kind of stuff up, right? Again, in 2015, we don't have this system. Like, there's so many games out there that whenever a new game comes out, right, and I maybe want to do a let's play of the game, I'm just completely taking a gamble as to whether or not I'm going to get a strike on my YouTube channel, because they may end up going ahead and having some random piece of copyrighted music at some point throughout like an 8-hour campaign, right? It's really risky that way. So the best thing, honestly, is to always mute the audio. But again, I don't like to mute the audio, or mute the music, I should say, not the audio entirely, but the music. I don't want to mute the music in a game because it really takes away from the feel of the game. It definitely is a big element of a game. Again, going back to movies, television, all that stuff, music is a big part of what makes a piece of entertainment entertaining. I don't see how, again, here in 2015, when a game comes out, they can't put out like a little PSA saying, hey, you're allowed to post a let's play of this game on your YouTube channels. You're allowed to do all of that, but we tried to get rid of this certain part, but we can't get around it. There is going to be a bit of copyrighted music here in this game, and it's going to show up at these parts in the game, just to give you guys kind of a heads up so you guys can plan around it accordingly. Like, why don't we at least have that? Like, it seems like every time a new game comes out, us YouTubers are just taking a complete gamble as to whether or not there's going to be copyrighted material in that game, and it really takes away from it. Again, the easiest solution is to mute the music in every single game that you want to play, but again, it just really takes away from the experience of the game itself. It really takes away from any form of media. Music is a big part of all forms of entertainment, and it really stinks that some music's allowed and some music isn't, and you're really kind of gambling as to what it is. I played through entire games with the music turned on, done full let's plays of it, and I've been fine. And there's other times where just around every corner, I'm getting some kind of copyright claim on different kinds of music and stuff like that, which, again, NerosCinema, I really don't have that problem here, because NerosCinema is primarily just actual in-game gameplay. But what if they were to copyright claim like the main theme music for Advanced Warfare, which I have in a lot of my videos? What if they were to claim like the Black Ops 2 Zombies music or things like that? They could easily do that, but they don't. They're like, no, that's free use. You guys go ahead. Everyone can use that music, but you can't use this music. Like, it's all very random. It's not very clear whatsoever. And again, it really hinders the growth of smaller YouTube channels, because the biggest question I get every single day in my inbox is, Nero, how do you know what music you are allowed to post on YouTube and what music you're not allowed to post on YouTube? Because that's a big thing. Like, a lot of people get their videos taken down. They get third-party content claims. They get copyright strikes even. Worst case scenario, they get copyright strikes on their channels just because they don't know what music they're allowed to post. And I never really reply to these people because I don't know myself. It's completely random, it appears to me. Like, I usually try to find some like underground kind of like indie music developer, and I can usually talk to that person. Like, for example, Pro Leader. I've actually talked to Pro Leader a couple of times. Pro Leader, if you guys don't know, is the guy that made my intro song. Now, don't get me wrong, he didn't make the intro song specifically for me, but I have talked to him a number of times, and he's actually sent over this piece of paper where he actually signed it and everything. He's like, look, you are allowed to go ahead and use my music in your videos, right? And if someone representing him or claiming to represent him were to try and take down a video of mine or something like that, I actually do have this document that's like, hey, Nero is allowed to use my songs in his videos, and so it's all good on that front. But other than that, it's really hard to kind of find music that's copyrighted and not copyrighted, and it's all just really a giant gamble, right? I get that question so much. Like, Nero, what am I allowed to use in terms of music? Like I want to make an intro. How I know what song I can use in my intro? It's like, I don't know. It's all random. I mean, the best thing you could do is look for some royalty-free music, I suppose. But aside from that, it's all completely random. It's very difficult. And I wish it was a lot more transparent, because it's so hard for smaller YouTube channels to grow at this point. It's weird because, NerosCinema is not exactly a small YouTube channel, but Nero's Let's Plays is. Right? Nero's Let's Plays is, and even then, it's hard on that channel just because it's so hard to grow because everything is so random. If I want to try and make like a Let's Play video, I am completely gambling as to whether or not it's going to be copyrighted in one respect or another. And I can see a lot of you guys are starting to grow your YouTube channels. It's hard to grow as well because you don't know what you're allowed to post and what you're not allowed to post. Like, for example, for whatever reason, just about anybody can post up Call of Duty videos. Like, if you want to post up Call of Duty multiplayer, anybody can do that. But if you're not a partnered channel or part of a specific network, then you're not allowed to post up a trailer, right? Did you guys know that? Like, you're not allowed to post up any Call of Duty trailers if you're not a partnered channel. Otherwise, you'll get a strike or they'll take down your video or what have you, which obviously hinders your growth because if you get a copyright strike on your channel, you're never allowed to get partnered because no one's going to partner you if you already have a strike on your channel. And it's like, it's like this huge domino effect, and it's all just because it's really, really random and it's not transparent whatsoever. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose YouTube is not very fair to a lot of people in the right circumstance. Nero's Let's Plays did get that video taken down, which is really, really unfortunate, and I am going to repost it, but again, without that music in there, and I'm probably going to have to continue the rest of the Advanced Warfare playthrough without music turned on, which really, really kind of stinks. So that is going to be the end of this video. More really of a, like, a vent session, I suppose, than anything, but I just really kind of want to get it off my chest. Like, this is really, really weird that in 2015, like, this has been going on for, like, almost half a decade now, this entire YouTube thing and the gaming scene here on YouTube, and it's been changing so much, but still, it is really just an unfair system for a lot of people, and specifically, I really think it hurts the smaller YouTube channels more than anything. That's really what I kind of wanted to talk about here in this video, and hopefully you guys all enjoyed me discussing it. Once again, like I said at the very beginning of the video, it's definitely a lot different than the videos I usually make here at NerosCinema, but it's something I wanted to discuss nonetheless. But by no means does this mean I'm gonna like stop posting up Activision stuff or stop posting up Call of Duty stuff or anything like that. Of course, I'm gonna continue posting up Advanced Warfare stuff. DNA Saturday is going to be going up tomorrow, and I will be continuing my playthrough of the Advanced Warfare campaign. I just need to go back, redo episode 1, and all I'm really gonna do with it is I'm just gonna replay through all of mission 1, and I'm gonna record the ending cutscene, but with music turned off, and then kind of splice that into the video. And it should be good. Shouldn't be very hard to put that in there, and then we're gonna continue the rest of the Let's Play with music turned off, but still, it really sucks I have to do that because I may or may not end up getting some kind of a copyright claim on my videos. It just really stinks that's the case, but that is the world we live in, and my advice to all of you guys out there who maybe have your own YouTube channels, you're aspiring to make your own content, is be very careful of what you're posting. If you're doing Let's Play videos and you're doing playthroughs of games and stuff like that, make sure you have the music turned off while you're playing in those games, because you never know what's copyrighted and what's not copyrighted, unless specifically they say like, oh, this is not copyrighted. Don't mess with it. Don't take the risk on that. If you want to post up Call of Duty stuff, which I know a lot of you guys do, feel free to post up Call of Duty footage. Like if you want to play the multiplayer, you want to play through the campaign and whatnot, that is fine. But do not have music turned on while you're playing through the campaign. If you were to do something like that, zombies is okay, multiplayer is okay, but single player campaign for whatever reason isn't. And don't ever post up trailer footage, like any kind of Black Ops 3 trailer or DLC trailers here for Advanced Warfare. Try not to post up that stuff, because unless you're partnered with a specific network, you could run into copyright trouble with that as well. And I wish I could give you guys kind of like a universal list of things that you can and cannot do, but that list is always ever changing, and it's very, very hard to narrow down what you are allowed to do and what you aren't allowed to do, because there's definitely this big gray area where people are able to monetize videos of games that they necessarily didn't make, and it's definitely just this giant gray area, and things get weird. But ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Hopefully you guys all found it helpful and informative, and if you did, please be sure to leave a rating where you guys feel it deserves, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.